Watching a horse win a race while coming from far off the pace has an appeal unlike any other. Each time it happens, an inherent story is told. The horse looks hopelessly beaten, but kicks into gear on the far turn and mows them down in the stretch. In a way, whenever that happens, it's like a fairy tale unfolding before our eyes.
Though every thoroughbred has its own unique style of running, they can generally be classified into a few broad groups: front runner, stalker, mid-pack runner. But none of these styles is able to inspire and excite racing fans like the closer. Throughout the years, there have been many great closers: Concern, Vigors, Megahertz. But only one horse was so prolific, so breathtaking and exhilarating that his name would become synonymous with the come-from-behind win. That horse was Silky Sullivan.
It was electric. He was a marquee horse. And once the word got out that he was the type of horse he was worth a lot of people at the gate.
Yeah, it created larger crowds, of course. They all came to see him run because he was always the underdog.
Sullivan on the outside. Silky Sullivan is now fourth. Silky Sullivan is third. Here comes Silky Sullivan on the outside.
He dropped so far back, it was ridiculous how far back he dropped. You know, he dropped back like a 16th of a mile, and you would have thought, this horse has no chance. But then he started running, and he flattened out. You know, he stuck his head out, and he'd flatten out like this, and here he came.
The talent and phenomenon of Silky Sullivan reached a fever pitch at Santa Anita Park on February 25, 1958. Trainer Reggie Cornell saddled Silky in an allowance race of just 6.5 furlongs, and Silky dropped back an unheard of 41 lengths. The race remains legendary to this day.
There they go. Music Man Fox is going to the front. Sully's Boy is second. Fire Alarm is third. Rivada is fourth. Titanium is fifth. And Silky Sullivan at the quarter. The bend in front. Behind 1.5. Music Man Fox is second, 1 length. Fire Alarm is third ahead. Titanium is fourth. A half length on the outside. Rivada, Sully's Boy, and Silky Sullivan is moving up. Turning for home is Music Man Fox in front. By 1 length. Took the bend. Second by a length and 1/2. Rivada third, a half length. Sully's Boy is fourth. And Fire Alarm. Silky Sullivan on the outside. Silky Sullivan is now fourth. Silky Sullivan is third. Here comes Silky Sullivan on the outside.
And that one race was an unbelievable race.
There was a cinematographer around named Joe Burnham. And Joe Burnham, he had the field in his sights, in his camera lens, and he panned back to Silky Sullivan, who was, way back. I think, given the whole package, I mean, Hollywood couldn't have crafted a star like him. His looks, his name, his style. So he was a natural, and he was going to be a star,
Just 11 days later, Silky faced his biggest challenge yet, running in the 1958 Santa Anita Derby.
The Santa Anita Derby draws its record crowd of 63,000 in California, all primed for a duel between Old Pueblo, number 1A, ridden by Eddie Arcaro, and Silky Sullivan, number 3, mounted by Willie Shoemaker. The barrier goes up on the field of 10, bounds down the track. Coming past the stands, Aliwa, number 6, in front. Old Pueblo outside and Saberdale inside, battling for second place. But where is Silky? With Aliwa still leading down the backstretch, if ever a horse looked out of it, it's Silky Sullivan, dead last, 30 lengths back. That's the way Silky runs, and he's doing it again, coming into the stretch. The popular colt runs around the rest of the field with ease. There he comes down the outside as Aliwa runs out of gas. Silky Sullivan from about 30 lengths back rolls up and wins, going away by 3 full lengths. For the shoe and Silky, 83,400, more than twice as much as all he'd won before put together.
Shoe in the Santa Anita Derby had him much closer than he had been before. Instead of being 9 miles out of it, he was only 4 miles out of it, And that was his best race. That really was his best race. And I'm not so sure he ever duplicated that race again.
Even though Silky's greatest racing achievements were behind him, his name had been forever etched in the public's imagination. And the term Silky Sullivan became part of the American lexicon, being used to describe comebacks in everything from sports to politics. The origins of Silky's running style cannot be proven, and there have been many theories about why he ran the way he did. Some believe it was a physical defect, which forced Silky to warm up during the first part of a race before being able to run comfortably. But perhaps there is a simpler explanation.
We had him as a 2-year-old at Hollywood Park. He was being broken along with about 20 other 2-year-olds. Time went on and I said, Reggie, we got one colt down here has been outrunning all the others. And he said, well, give the others a head start. So we gave him a couple lengths head start. He'd come along and beat him. And the next workout, we'd give him 5 lengths head start and then 10 lengths. And on and like that. And I really think to this day that's why Silky learned to run the way he did. He thought he's supposed to give everybody a head start.
And up until he died in 1977, Silky remained a hero in California, filling up the grandstands of Santa Anita Park and Golden Gate Fields when he made yearly appearances on Santa Anita Derby Day and St. Patrick's Day. The faces in the crowds watching the beautiful chestnut horse kick and prance each year left little doubt about Silky Sullivan's place in the hearts of racing fans. To this day, when a racehorse drops back to a seemingly impossible deficit and somehow rallies back to the lead, the name Silky Sullivan is invoked again and again. A horse who changed racing forever with a few brief flashes of brilliance.